I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive.
What is that?
That is a Strict Machine by Goldfrat. Is it?
Is it?
Is that the name of it?
I don't know. I mean,
Ooh, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive.
I've heard the song, but I never knew who did it.
alive.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
I don't think I know that at all.
Yeah, if that's what it is, then that's Strict Machine by Goldfrat.
It
I love
says
some
that
Goldfrat.
we're live, but I do not see it yet. There it is. All right. Looks like we're good.
Looks like you're good. Good looking. Hey, good looking. What you got cooking?
How's about cooking?
How about cooking
something up for
something
me?
up for me?
That's.
Hey there, baby. Don't say baby.
Is this does that mean anything to you?
Snickers?
Oh, them little Halloween Snickers.
There he is.
You got a Halloween Snicker dick. You proud of that Halloween Snicker dick over there?
Bro, I've been listening to Kim Dracula, and Kim Dracula's got a song where he's just like, "Hey, the fuck you say?"
Oh, dude.
That's the hook. The
Oh,
hook
that's
is,
so
"Hey, the
good.
fuck you-" I'm
Oh,
like,
that's
dude,
so good.
He did that on purpose, dude. That's so funny.
All right, so we are doing it.
Yeah. Okay. We got sound, we got video, we're good.
We are good.
We got the sound, we got the fury.
We got the juice.
That was a good
Pride,
one.
about power. We say hungry, we get valor. Hey, everything is in its place.
Mise en place.
Some plus.
All right. What is up, everybody?
Hello.
What to do?
We got
Hey,
this
Lev?
thing.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Let's see here. What happened to the musica?
Oh, it should still be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see here.
Are we?
Yeah,
good
we're here.
Well, okay.
Hey, everybody.
Well, it looks like
Hello.
We've had an
Spooky
interesting
Month
start.
is turning into Goopy Month.
Things got real sticky.
So it got
It
real
got
sticky in this
super
one. We're talking
sticky.
about Terrifier 2 today on the show.
Get scared.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm Scott.
I'm Trey.
And I'm Phil.
Welcome
Boy.
to the show.
Terrifier 2 was awesome.
It was really
Yeah,
good.
And we went to the theater to see it, which I mean,
That's right.
I don't want to get into the movie. I just want to talk about the situation. We actually kind of had to fight for this one because we had 2 days to see this thing, and that's
Yeah.
it. You know,
Right.
I think
Yeah,
I
and
think there might have
two-
been a third showing on Thursday for the previous week, but that's it, dude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it wasn't like multiple showings on those days. It was like one
One.
showing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, we should really kind of be grateful for that, you know?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was a very limited run,
Seriously.
very limited theater run. And so I feel fortunate that it actually came to Birmingham, Alabama.
I am right
Right.
there with you, dude. We got lucky
Yeah.
as hell. We got lucky that
Yeah.
not only was it here, but it was on. It was at a date and time that we could actually go see it. You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because if it was all
Yeah.
middle of the day stuff, then we would have never seen this movie.
Mm-mm.
Right. I mean, there are a lot of people who have to like actually travel to try
To go
and
see
watch this
Terrifier.
film.
Wow,
Yeah.
dude. Ah,
You
man,
know.
if you're a fan of the gore, it's probably worth it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this movie was all about the fans.
Seriously,
You know?
yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
really, just everyone else be damned. This is all about the people who supported Terrifier 1.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but we will get to that. We will
Indeed.
get to that. So, Scoot, tell me about your week, bro.
Well, I released the Made in Abyss Binary Star Falling into Darkness First Impressions video.
Yeah,
That's
you
up
did.
on my
Did that.
channel.
Yeah.
You did that.
Check it out on
And-
LazerPunch.
Yeah,
Yes.
man. LazerPunch
Good
on
stuff.
YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, and do that here as well.
Yes.
Please.
But yeah, so check that out. Tell me what you think. I'm working on the another video now I thought making a list video would be quick and easy, but now I realize that I have to watch like 6 different fucking shows to make it. So I'm like, oh,
That's the way to
this
go.
is actually going to take a while.
Oh yeah, so tell them what your list video is
Well-
going to be.
Well, okay, so last week I had to go to a birthday party and there was a bunch of old friends there, and all of them have kids that are old enough to be getting interested in anime. And since they don't watch that shit, and I do, they were like, "Hey, do you have any suggestions that would be appropriate for my kid?" And that is not as easy of an question to answer.
You
as
then
you
have to
may
follow
in
up
the
with,
anime world.
how cool of a
Yeah.
parent are you?
Right.
Yeah,
That's the-
exactly. That's really. It's like I'm gonna have to. What do you let them watch other than anime? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, really.
Um,
Yeah.
So I've just started putting a list together that I think would satisfy some parents.
And
So,
so
Yeah, some, yeah.
what names are on the list?
you will have to watch the video.
Wow.
Oh,
I see. Okay,
We'll
we
have
can't
to
even
watch
have
the
a
video.
sneak peek.
No, he's gonna tease.
Whatever.
you.
The answer is Naruto, man. Just
Shoot, they already
it's
know
so
about Naruto.
easy.
I'm gonna
It's
throw
so
them some
easy.
curveballs. I'm gonna
You know
talk
what I'm
about some
saying?
classics.
He's gonna be like Monica Magica, and it's gonna be like, oh my god,
Shoot,
no.
Nah, I can't do Monica. Can't do Made in
It's not,
Abyss
what have you
either.
done?
Like,
What have you done to my children?
Just go on and give him that berserk.
I
Just
made
go
him
on.
real
Just-
sad.
I mean, I watched Berserk when I was very young.
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
Shoot,
Hard.
dude. By the time Pokemon was even on my radar, I had already watched Akira, Ghost in the Shell,
Mhm.
like fucking Ninja Scroll, all
Mhm.
that shit. And so, like,
Mhm.
these kids are on a very different journey than I was
Yeah.
at their age. So,
Absolutely.
like, this is going to take a lot of research and thinking about
Yeah.
before that video gets out. But it will be hopefully by the end of the month.
Oh yeah. Cool. Cool. Well,
but
sounds
yeah,
like a
no,
cool idea though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's necessary, man. I want to keep the classics alive, and the best way to do that is to get the youngins, get them while they're young.
Absolutely.
it
So
works for McDonald's. I mean,
hell yeah, hell yeah.
God, it does.
But no, man. Other than that, I've just been watching that fucking Made in Abyss video, like analytics and stuff. Like 100, like woke up this morning at 133 views. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like it was 80 last night. Like shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
really happy about that.
That's definitely, we've discussed this a few times. It's definitely a topic that is not widely discussed. And,
Right.
And I feel like it really deserves as much attention as possible. Maybe not Binary Star Falling into Darkness specifically.
The
but-
game, yeah.
Yeah.
but
yeah,
Made in
yeah.
Abyss.
But
as
everything
a
else,
show,
absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
absolutely.
AAA, it gets a 3-player mode seal of approval. Like,
Absolutely.
y'all need to check that one out.
All 3 players push start on this game or
Absolutely.
show.
Yeah, right.
Not the game.
Video.
Not the game. No.
Sorry.
Not
Take my
that.
coin back out
Probably
on that
not.
one. I didn't
Yeah,
mean to.
right.
I've been watching season 2. I think I have like 3 episodes left.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
It's so heavy, man.
It gets real.
But that's part of why, like, that's why I haven't finished it, because like you just go into it and it's like, don't try to eat and don't try to have dinner or because you're just gonna be like this the whole time, It's just like, and so
It gets real sad.
It's
it
like when the
does.
show's
Real
so
sad.
good you forget to hit the bowl.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
right?
saying?
Right?
You're just like-
holding it. Just sitting there holding it.
Just
Yeah,
hold it,
just
yeah. Yeah, man. But
So
no,
what
that's
you
been
thought-
my week. Yeah.
I haven't done a whole lot except for work, but I was talking to you about this a little bit. I think this is pretty funny. I know I mentioned, I think on the last episode about the situation with getting Spider-Man for free,
Yeah.
the video card. Well, I finally installed it. And I was just going to test it out. I was just going to turn it on, see how the ray tracing looks. And then 4 hours later, I'm web swinging around, and I'm like, God, this
Yeah.
game is so fun.
Yeah, you forget
Oh,
that's
yeah.
like a 10 out of 10.
I know. I got sucked right back into it. And
Mhm.
I mean,
I just need to go ahead and download that game because I mean it's
you can play it on PS4. Yeah. And it runs great on the
Dude, it
PS4. That's
runs
the thing.
great on PS4.
It doesn't matter what you play it on, dude. It's optimized as hell. And you can crank the settings all the way up to godlike. But even the
Right. Hell yeah.
PS4 version looks beautiful, dude.
Mhm.
Hell
It
yeah.
plays very well.
It's like
you know?
what's the name of that game? Infamous Second Son. That's the one
Yeah.
I'm thinking of. When
Yeah,
Infamous
right.
Second Son launched with the PS4, it set a precedent that like almost nobody else got to.
That game
Right.
looked really good.
It looked really good. It ran
It ran phenomenal.
so
great,
well.
yeah.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It was actually a fun game.
Yeah, I liked that one. Well, I didn't play the other Infamouses, so for me, that's really my only view into the world. And I was like, okay, well, this makes me want to go play the old ones, you know.
Right.
Yeah. I turned the first one on for a little bit the other day. Yeah, and it was fun.
Yeah. Oh, so you can play it on
it's a great series.
on the
Yeah, dude. They got a shit ton of like PS4, PS3 games on the PS Plus that you can just download and shit. So I've just been doing that, but I keep getting drawn back to Vampire because that game's too fucking good.
So Scott, have you played Spider-Man before? Have you played the 20?
I don't even think you saw me play it, did you? Maybe
I may have seen, maybe a little bit. I think you turned it on for like a second and like showed me some web swinging and that was it. Yeah, but
it's amazing.
I do,
and the screenshot, really the photo mode's wonderful.
It's spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. There it is. All right. There it is.
Just let that one hang there.
just you wait when they make Wolverine. That photo mode will be uncanny, huh? It'll be
exactly. That is one of the best things about like that, like Spider-Man, like mechanically, like you can do those little things, like just like drop down, hanging upside down, and just hang above your enemies while plotting your takedowns. You know what I'm saying? Like you can just clear a room full of people.
Well, it feels like the first Arkham in that.
Right.
Yes. Because the first one's the best one. It just is. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. We do not need the Batmobile, bro.
No, man. But they do the like with this Spider-Man. They do such a good job of also like giving you like a variety of missions. It's not just web swinging around. Like the inside stealth missions are really good.
They're really good.
I think the only thing I didn't like when I played it the first time was playing with Mary Jane the one time, just because
I didn't mind it.
It just slowed the pace down. That's all.
Right.
It wasn't bad. It was just like, oh, I want to be Spidey.
Right. Well, I felt the same way, except for like when you're playing as Mary Jane, it's so dope to be able to be like, Spider-Man, take them out.
And then he's
Spidey just coming in and bam, he's like, oh shit.
He says,
like,
web swing.
And sometimes it's like you won't even see them. All of a sudden, somebody just gets snatched off their feet, and it's just like, God, that's dope.
What up, Whiskey?
Hey, what up?
What up, Whiskey?
Also, I just downloaded Scorn yesterday and started it out.
How's that? I heard mixed reviews of that.
I can totally see how people don't like this game. I can immediately see it. It's too puzzly. This is not an FPS. It has first person shooter like parts of it. This is more of an adventure puzzle game.
Is it too puzzly for us? Too
No,
puzzly for the masses.
For the masses. Gotcha. Yeah, no. When I started getting into it, I was like, oh, this is great, but I don't want to do this right now. I'll come back to. But I played like maybe 30 minutes of it, and I was like, okay, this is super cool. I love the environments. I love the way everything looks. It's very much like what are all these strange objects in the room and how do they relate to one another, and how do I use these strange biomechanical interfaces to make them do things?
Right.
So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of like funny crane thing in the corner that you have to line up with an object to then make that lift to take it to a spot to then do so it's like logic puzzles and stuff, but it's so abstract with the art design that I could see a lot of people just being like, I don't know what the hell to do. And puzzles. People don't want to try.
They don't want to try. They don't want to think.
Seriously, dude.
So, did you get it on Steam?
No, I got Game Pass again because I figured it was worth it. Even just for Scorn, it was worth it for me to get Game Pass again.
Well, I got Game Pass. I guess I'll be trying that out.
Right. There's no reason not to, dude. It's beautiful. Yeah. You'll love it. Like me and Micah were looking at the intro screen, and it's just this. I mean, you've actually seen this image before in the promo stuff, but it's that face that's like tethered to the ground, and it's kind of like.
Oh yeah.
And I'm looking at this thing, and he was like, "Oh, that's a cool image." And then I pushed start, and it started moving into it and everything. And we were like, "That's the game." Oh, this is
dope.
So far so good. I'm gonna give it some time. I don't know that I'm gonna stream it. This doesn't really seem like the most entertaining game to stream. It's slow and methodical. I don't know, but it's cool.
If it's on Game Pass, then I am downloading it.
That's right. I also installed Doom Eternal just because I wanted to see what it looked like with the ray tracing.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Flex that muscle, baby.
Did. Yeah, I can run it at a smooth locked 60 with everything on ultra nightmare settings and ray tracing. So I was like, well.
Yeah. Did you ever play through it?
That's what's up.
No, I only played through a little bit. I actually don't like Doom Eternal nearly as much as the first one. I hate the way that they force you to have a minimum amount of bullets for each of your guns, and they you have to swap constantly. And don't get me wrong, like I don't think the game's bad. That to me is weaker than the way that the first game presented it, where it was kind of like, well, do whatever you want. There's an abundance.
Here's
of
a
ammo.
shit ton of guns. There's a shit ton of ammo. Go kill demons.
With
That's
the second
That's
one, they super limit your ammo and force you to constantly hit people with that chainsaw. Which chainsaw's fun. Can't hate a chainsaw, but don't force me to do stuff, guys. Come on.
Yeah, but I think that's the whole rhythm of it.
It's got a rhythm,
go forward.
Right?
It's like just they push you.
And I think once I get that
and
groove, then I'll really, because I didn't even get far enough in the game to get the grappling shotgun thing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But I know that's a game changer right there.
It definitely is. Yeah. It definitely is. And so, but I think once you get into that vibe, man, I think you'll enjoy it a lot.
I do too. And
I
plus the music.
And then that music, dude. Oh my god. Dude, I think my Doomslayer, I think he's like I have like a pink unicorn costume with like a rainbow behind me and shit. Dude, I love it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was obsessed with the game for a while.
Demon slaying unicorn.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
What about you, man? What you been doing?
What have I been doing this week? Whole bunch of work, you know the deal. Got back onto a relic grind on Final Fantasy 14. I should not have done that. Yeah, I'm going for my Zeta weapon. It's a Ragnarok Zeta. And so all the steps you have to do for this is so friggin' dumb, dude. And so it's taking up way too much of my time. And but I'm gonna do it. We have a new patch coming out on Tuesday, actually. And so
what's going on with this new patch? Are you looking that up currently?
Yeah, I was just gonna
research
show
mode.
Just gonna show you the picture of this just to make myself at least so at least you can understand why
you want
it is that I want.
you're putting
do you see?
Oh, dude, it's the Doomslayer axe. It's the Doomslayer axe.
Is dope as fuck. And it's like, and it's all animated, so all those like different, like the aura on the
it expands outward.
Yeah, it expands
that's
outward.
so cool.
It just pulses out. Like I gotta have it.
Awesome.
Yeah, really, they are getting into WoW weapons right there.
Right. They're starting to get
their
really
effects look
over
better.
there. And so so we're getting with this new. Oh my god! I mean, really, their particles are just sick to the point that some people are even like, can we turn off other people's particles because they don't want their shit being shinier than theirs? You know?
Really?
It's like, dude, people suck. Man.
I have to have the shiniest thing.
Right. You know, I have the shiny. There's more shiny. Mine doesn't look as shiny anymore. You know.
Those in-game fashion zones are about to get spectacular.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, dude, they're gonna be fabulous.
Do they have armor that has those same kind of effects on it?
What's that, brother?
Do they have armor that has those same kind of effects on it?
Well, not as much.
Okay.
There's some armor that does have like glowing pieces that may like revolve around it. You know,
yeah.
Nothing that just glows; it just shines. They recently added some that have like flames that'll spout off the shoulders, or a wreath of flames that'll go around like behind you, like that big flaming ring. I showed you that one. Yeah, and so man. I mean, they're getting a lot crazier with the armor and shit.
Nice.
While also offering some more like toned down things as well. Like, here's a new set with these cute ass boots. And it's like, oh, I need those boots. I don't know why. But the patch is going to be 6.25. That's coming out on Tuesday, and that's going to give us access to Criterion dungeons, also variant dungeons as well. They're adding more, of course, to MSQ. Doing the standard thing in that direction. But these dungeons are going to be really, really cool because they're going to be small format, high difficulty content. So with the varial dungeons, you can actually have like 1 to 4 people, and the dungeon will scale based on the number of people that you go in with.
Oh, cool.
And then you'll have the other dungeons that you can actually like play on a savage level of difficulty, right?
Okay.
So you go in there with no reses, everybody's got to be like, they don't give you mechanical indicators for the AoE patterns and everything that the enemies do.
Ooh.
So you have to know what the fuck is coming, and everybody's just got to be on point. And so people have kind of been begging for that kind of stuff. Like most of our high difficulty content requires at least 8 players, 48 players on the high end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something for, just a small group of friends.
Can you go in with just one person?
Not to that, not for
Okay.
Savage.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure you could. You shouldn't. I mean, it's not going to be
Not advised.
It's not advised.
No, it's not advised. It's probably not going to end up very well for you. But still, like I mean, I think it is cool. Sometimes like Mickey and I will just be hanging out and just want to kind of do something together. And so here's some new content that the two of us can go through, and they actually have branching paths now as well in these dungeons. So you can just choose which direction you want to go through them, and depending on the directions that you choose, it'll actually change the mechanics for the bosses that you'll fight as well.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And so there's a lot of variation in there, and so that's going to be super hype.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, all that to say, news jutsu.
Let me share them newses.
Yeah, like, share, subscribe. See,
Hey, follow all that stuff.
Phil shares.
We all share.
That's what good people do.
Sharing is caring.
That's
Caring
right.
is caring.
That's right. You should care.
And we care about the loss of Yoshitaka Ono.
Kono.
Sorry.
Kono.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
Let's
was.
say Yoshinori Ono. I think he's still alive.
I mixed him in my head. Sorry.
I was going to say I don't know where that dude went, but
yeah, Yoshitaka
There we
Kono passed away this Thursday. He was an animator. He worked on. You can see the picture there. The Magical Girl, Pretty Sammy, which is a spinoff of the Tenchi Muyo. It's an OVA.
There we go.
He also worked on Tenchi Forever, the movie. What the last Golden Age arc, Berserk. He did some animation for Demon Slayer and Bleach.
Yeah,
I
didn't know he did the Berserk thing, man.
Yeah, a lot of really cool stuff. And it's a loss to the that creative industry.
That it is.
So
yeah, he's an animator on a lot of big product.
He's done a lot.
Yes.
Yeah,
but,
and there's way more than what I mentioned, but like
it's a laundry list.
List of shit, man.
If you love anime, he's animated something that you love.
Yes, he's had his hands on it.
Yeah. So that is a tragic loss. They said, how did he pass away?
It was something like he was having seizures because of an injury that he received like a month ago or something, and he just he passed.
Did he hit his head or something? Or
they didn't go into specifics.
Yeah.
At least in the article that I read.
Well,
that's
damn.
unfortunate.
R.I.P. man. All right. Enough of this sad shit.
That's right. Some better news. Biden has taken back a lot of the criminal cases that involve weed. Pretty much any case that was nonviolent offenders that involve weed is now getting thrown out.
Well,
it's going to take some time
on a federal level.
On a federal level, yes, that's right. That's right. It's not the state level. This is a federal.
Yeah, because he came out with a at a press conference saying that this is asinine that we've been locking people up for this shit. Like people still smoke weed anyway, and whatever. It's just common fucking sense. But he has pardoned all those people on a federal level who have possession related criminal charges.
Yep.
Now this is great for America, great strides in the right direction, right? Because that could be a phenomenal cash crop for us. Like, I mean,
this is the first step towards full decriminalization. It really
right,
is,
exactly. But now it's all about states.
It is,
and so that's the thing. So on a federal level, okay, cool, guys, do what you want. But now it's really up to states to choose whether to adopt this or not. Right. And so there are going to be a lot of states, Alabama, that probably won't play ball just because there's too much money in privatized prisons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just, keeping that free labor, which is interesting. So, I mean, I don't know. However y'all feel about politics, I ain't going to get political with you.
Right.
Eyes open, because this is a supreme opportunity to make our lives less worse.
Yeah.
Just less
agreed.
bad,
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
Also, that's a dope flag, huh?
Hey. Heyo.
Sorry, guys. I'll be here all week. Oh man. So Overwatch 2 news. Blizzard said they are sorry. They slightly dropped the ball.
I don't know why that was so funny. Blizzard said, because I saw Winston in the middle.
I'm
and
so
Blizzard said, we're sorry.
We're sorry.
Like, put
We didn't
Winston up
mean
there. He
to.
looks friendly.
We fucked up.
know?
Yeah, look at this guy. He's got glasses. He's nice.
Oh, he's great.
He's nice.
Winston's the man. And so yeah, man, Overwatch 2 launched.
Yeah, Winston's kind of like Beast. You know what I mean?
Rocky?
He's got that. He's kind of like Beast.
Beast.
You know, he's got that.
Beauty and the Beast?
No, like
like Blue Beast.
yeah, like
X-Men
X-Men Beast. Like he's got those kind of vibes as far as his personality.
Definitely.
Hank McCoy.
Totally.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, totally. I mean, really, the way he moves and everything, he's
kind
very
of
much like Beast.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so since the launch was marred to say the least, which the game is still functional, it's still very, very fun. It's just a lot of the things surrounding the game itself that.
Well, so was it just the first couple of days that were a problem? Because by the time that I started, I didn't have any issues.
Yeah, it was the first couple of days.
Okay.
But when you have a product that's this huge, and then with them replacing Overwatch 1, had they not replaced Overwatch 1, it wouldn't have been as much of a problem, right? Because if people couldn't have gotten in to play Overwatch 2, they could at least play Overwatch 1.
Right.
But once you remove that option from players, and people play Overwatch 1 religiously for years, so once you remove that, then all of a sudden all eyes on you. And so they were under heavy scrutiny. So, and especially when, like with my situation, when you're losing all of your skins that you had previously purchased, you don't have your characters, things like that. Like, it was just a rocky start, man. But
how long did it take for you to get your stuff?
2 days.
It took 2 days. Okay, yeah.
So that, which is not bad in the grand scheme, right? It really does. It's a blink.
And they did fix it. That's the other part.
And they did.
It's not like they just completely ignored the problems like some developers do.
Exactly. And so, I mean, but of course, people are going to make a mountain out of a molehill, and it is what it is. However,
it doesn't seem like it was that bad of a launch, to be honest with me. Like, considering the size of this game,
what you do is you slap beta on it. That's what you do. Just slap
early access.
Beta on
early access. There you go.
Just slap it on there. Like at this point with
Halo was smart with that shit. Halo was real smart. They launched it in early access and then they were like, hey, it works just fine. I guess launch full version. We're good.
There we go. Full version launches tomorrow, and it's the exact same game. It's like, yeah, dude.
Nothing changed.
Just say it. But they're saying that for anybody who logs in through October, they're actually going to give a free weapon charm. It's a little health pack weapon charm, and also a free Reaper skin.
Oh, yay!
Yay! And so, which that skin probably did cost like $20 maybe, but a lot of people are not happy about that. Like some people don't play Reaper. You'll never.
I guess you should have been able to get one free skin with the hero of your choice. Like that would have been
ideal.
Yeah. Redeem one free skin, and they could even limit it to not being like the I don't know,
legendary.
Exactly, legendary.
Epic
like
skin.
you can get one of these. You can't get one of these, but you can get one for whoever, just one. But you get to pick, right? That would.
And I think that's the thing. I think that really they're just like, honestly, this isn't a big fucking deal, and you guys are making a massive deal about it.
And I think they're looking at it like, I don't know, throw them some fries.
Throw them some fries. You know what I'm saying? Give them
make it a large.
hamburger. They can't have a cheeseburger. They can have a hamburger.
You can have a hamburger. That's
all that matters. Is in 2 months, nobody's gonna care. You know what I'm saying? Like
they're just gonna be playing the game.
Exactly. So that's the name of the game. And so we're going to have a big balance patch coming up. They said in season 2, because the analytics, we got people who just like, oh, this person's high tier and I use the highest tiers. And it just drives me crazy, man. But they're saying based on their analytics, like even those players that are considered high tier are not out of line as far as wins and losses with the rest of the cast.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So it's not grossly imbalanced. It's just some slight advantage.
Minor tweaks.
Right. Yeah. So some minor things here and there, but ultimately the game is functioning like they wanted it to, and it's fucking fun. Overwatch 2 is a great time, man. Like, does it suck to have like rocky launches? Sure, man, but it's a lot of fun.
I just don't see this launch as being all that rocky. I think it just had some hiccups. This is not the same as like so many other titles that we've had recently, where they come out and the server crashes completely, or like
or they're just bored.
Endwalker. See, there you go.
Endwalker, where you're having to sit in queue for like 2 hours,
right?
every time, just
Right.
trying to get in.
That kind of thing.
Once
Right.
again, due to no fault of the developer.
No, it's
but
just,
it's just
unforeseen issues.
Yeah,
Right.
just everybody wanting to play the
everybody
damn
wanting
game
to
all
play
at
the
once.
damn thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so
Hold
the
on a
difference
second,
is that
guys.
people are like, they
I
should have
just
known
had
better.
a problem.
Whatever. Oh,
Oh,
something
no.
go?
There we go. No, it's
There we
just
go.
my stereo turned off, which made both of the monitors blink, which pushed everything to my bottom monitor, which then made it where you can't see the stream.
It's always the stereos.
Wow,
fault,
dude,
man.
every time, man.
Every time.
Mm-hmm. That's what we got. Never mind. That was a terrible joke. Anyway, moving on.
Just add it to the pile.
I ain't never
Add it
had
to the
PC
pile.
problems, man.
Never.
I never
What
have
you talking
computer
about?
problems.
I don't have
Not
PC
once.
problems.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, we finally got the reveal of the Quest Pro, which has been talked about for like a year and a half now, as far as like what's been going on with it.
All right.
And of course, we knew as soon as they were talking about the uptick in the price of the regular Quest that something else was coming. Like it's pretty obvious that they're doing that. They talked about this at the what's it called? Meta Connect. Is that what the name of the show is? The
Yes.
Meta Connect show. And I mean, okay. So let's get the positive out of the way first. Okay?
It looks slick.
It looks very slick. They've made it to where you have optional baffles on the side, because this is meant for a work headset. So you're supposed to be able to be collaborating in a room with people. So they've made lenses that are more shallow, that don't have the rings built into them. They're called pancake lenses, and it's basically just a series of lenses stacked on top of each other.
Right.
Like pancakes.
Like
you
pancakes.
get it?
Like
It's
flapjacks.
right. And so, but because of that, they can make the profile of the headset a little thinner. It's a little bit
It
lighter.
makes it better for going over glasses.
It makes it better for going over glasses. And if you're standing in a room with folks, you're probably not going to run into everybody, because you can actually see, like, at least your periphery, right?
Well,
but they have a baffle.
The cameras. You have the cameras up front as well that
That too.
also pick up full color.
Full color and
Right.
and
So
very
full
high
color
quality.
pass-through.
Yeah. And the controllers both have cameras on them. So it's no longer tracking from. Actually, I think it's a combination of both.
It's a combination of both, but you also have the cameras on the controllers.
On the controllers,
themselves.
so they're not
Right,
going to lose
so
tracking
greater
because they're
accuracy.
behind your head or something like that.
Right.
You can reach to grab that gun, and you don't have to worry about your hand floating off into space like it be doing.
Like it be doing.
I love when you get that long arm in VR. And you're like,
for
whoa,
real.
yo, come back over here, come back over. Oh no. So I like the way that there's no ring on these. Like these look well. Like for instance, we're seeing updates to all of these VR controllers where they're realizing that being able to get as close as possible with the two of them matters a lot. You being able to do reload animations for guns and stuff without banging into the top parts, it helps. And I like this redesign, but it still looks like the same kind of thing. There's
I think
also
it's also a matter of, like, when it comes to that form of control, like, to get casuals into this type of play space. And I mean, we're still focusing on gaming right now, but we'll get there. Clapping your hands.
Oh yeah,
is one of those things that, if seriously, I mean, I know it sounds so stupid, but it's one of those rudimentary actions that you should. Well, you can play patty cake. You can do that. You know what I'm saying? But just clapping your hands together. When you have those rings around your controllers,
you never get all the
you
way.
do is clack them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And people destroy their, like, it's like Beat Saber. They have some of the arrows that both go in this way,
and you bang
so
your shit together.
and you bang your shit together. People are breaking controllers,
and smashing knuckles and all that.
Yeah, that's a concern.
So another thing that's super cool is that there's this little flat spot on the controllers, and apparently it's about a pinch action. So you're able to grab things and move them like that. Oh, look who showed up. And they've also decided to put a stylus tip that you can put on the end of the controller and use it as a writing utensil. So like if you had what it seems is that you don't actually have to have like a thing to draw on, but let's just say that you used that on a piece of cardboard, it would sense your writing, and then it would show up in the VR space. So
exactly.
so like
since like you actually get haptic feedback for drawing on something. Or
Yeah,
writing on
because it's all
something.
about the collaborative work, right? Like being
Because I
able
mean,
to,
one thing
Yeah.
that we didn't really focus on as much, like, you know, while it is a VR headset, it's also focused on AR.
this is
So
a
I mean,
this
that's
yes.
So that is a huge part of
Mhm.
the Meta Pro's experience
Yeah.
is augmented reality as well. So they want you to be able to be in a workspace with multiple other people, and then have that drawing board that you can all see, and you can just kind of write on it virtually. You know,
the multiple
which is
monitor
dope.
setup thing. Did you see that? Like
Yeah.
they have this workspace thing, which they've been talking about for a while. I can't remember what the name of the app is, but it's basically a virtual desktop that you can sit down in front of your real desk. You can turn the AR the mixed reality on to where you can see your keyboard in front of you. It understands where that is. It's able to track your hands, so it knows what you're doing and all this stuff. You can use your physical, you know, equipment, but then it will put fake displays around you, and I think you can do like up to 6 displays or something like that. And you can arrange them in however you want. We're talking about full res monitors, so it's basically like you sitting in a cockpit with a whole bunch of stuff, and you're able to share any of these to people, and you're able to like there's a lot on the developer side. This thing's amazing, and it, like if you're Toyota or somebody and you're trying to like build a car in 3D in a room with other people, this is going to be groundbreaking stuff because although it is expensive, and I'm about to get to that, it's still not prohibitively expensive, especially on the custom or on the company side of things. Like if we're talking about,
I mean, well, it's designed for that.
It is.
It's
It really is.
Yeah,
you know,
primarily.
workspaces.
Yeah.
You know, even things people like, you know, Jon Favreau, right?
Yeah.
You know, like The Lion King was all done in VR. If you give him this kind of headset, then all of a sudden it's just like, oh shit, the doors are blowing off because I'm not just like in my headset, out of my headset, in my headset, out of my headset. You can have this thing on, and that's just it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do everything in the real world. You can do everything like within VR in that virtual space if you want to, with just a click. And so, I mean, it's a slick piece of tech.
It really is.
You know,
but
it's definitely all designed to drag people into into the metaverse.
Oh, definitely.
Man.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Because one thing that we also didn't mention is like, of course, they're using foveated rendering. Of course, they're using facial tracking.
They have facial tracking, which includes very accurate mouth tracking. Yeah, so when you speak, your character's
your
mouth,
entire face, and so you can like sneer, make whatever facial expressions you want. It's gonna get rough in there.
Yeah, it's gonna be really weird when you see full-on integration with Unreal Engine 5 with this thing, and then we're getting that graphics with this kind of interface here. Like it's just so. 2 problems. Number 1. It's really not much higher resolution than the Quest 2. I think it might even be the same resolution.
There are 3 big problems. I want to hear your 2. And I've got one that I don't know if you're thinking about, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. Because price is the second big problem, right? Because for me, it's $1,500. Which again, this is for enterprise. It's not for consumers.
Yeah, it's more for businesses than like gaming. So,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah. And since it's more for businesses, that $1,500 price tag is actually not that bad. This is supposed to be a fairly sturdy headset that you can wear that's also lightweight, easy to view, feels good. You could wear it for hours. You could wear it for hours and do your work. But it only has like 2 hours of battery time?
That's the third one. About it. They said an hour and a half.
Hour and a half of battery time.
Hour and a half.
Guys, that's worse than the Switch was when it launched.
Dude, it's worse than the Quest 2.
It's worse than everything.
It's
worse
than
everything. It's worse than everything.
How much work are you going to get done in an hour and a half?
I mean, you're basically going to have to wear a backpack that's a battery. And then
you gotta tether it. That's the whole thing, man. It's designed if you're not tethering, then you're fucking up.
Yeah.
So, or you're right. You have a proton pack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A proton pack, and you just
proton
plug
pack.
it in. Yeah. It takes nuclear power to do this thing.
Dude, but if you're buying this, then if you're buying this for gaming, then really you're kind of you're wasting your time.
Oh, there are better headsets out there.
Yeah, especially with PSVR 2 on the horizon.
They've also already said that the Quest 3 is a thing that's coming out, which is their next actual consumer headset, and it will have like the pancake lenses, but there's a lot of these features that it won't have. Right? It'll be somewhere in between. So I feel like the next Quest is going to be more expensive, just baseline around.
Oh, totally.
Right? They're creeping on us, dude. They're creeping on us. Yeah, I'm telling you. And then
and then but here's the thing. It's like the reason why this really exists, man, is because the Zuck has, dumped billions into metaverse and nobody cares.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody gives a shit.
Nobody
And
cares,
so
dude.
like if you can sell these at least and get some people in there, then maybe they'll create something cool that'll draw people in. Like maybe, or they're just going to use it for porn, because that's probably the truth of it all.
I mean, that's probably what's going to end up happening, honestly.
Wait, that's not what this is for?
I'm just saying, that dude, you know it. You know
that's
it.
why they put the haptic feedback in
That's
there.
how mediums live or die. If you don't have access to some good old prawn,
that's why we have Blu-ray instead of HD DVD.
It's real.
I'm
that's
just
very,
saying.
very real, dude. That's
that's why we had VHS instead of Betamax.
That's very real.
But Beta was better. That's what they told me.
Yeah,
they told me
VHS was cheaper.
Sony said Beta was better. So, man, poor Sony. How many failed formats has Sony had, man? You got to give it to them. They at least won on Blu-ray, dude. They at least won that one, but geez, the mini disc, the micro, the memory stick. You remember that? The what else they got? That Beta. I mean, like, it's all just...
they'll always try something new. It's kind of like Nintendo, man. They'll try, but you can't win them all.
You can't win them all, but we might.
Kit Dunnett says that they care.
We might be winning on PSVR 2 with Half-Life Alex. Dude, it's going to be there.
This.
There's just no way that it's not. It doesn't make any sense.
I was about to say, that's like real obvious news right there.
I mean, hell, I wouldn't even doubt it if they tried to do the Portal RT on PS5. I wouldn't even doubt that.
That's the thing. Like, okay, so there's a leak saying that Half-Life Alex will be coming to PSVR 2 in 2023. Which is really kind of a no-brainer if you are part of the VR community and you understand the way this shit works. However, with that being stated, if you go back and play Half-Life Alex now, there are some things that it definitely looks a little dated. It's phenomenal.
I don't know that it looks dated. I just don't agree with you on that.
I was playing it the other day, but I think it looks great. But by comparison, when you're dealing with things like Saints and Sinners, when you're comparing it,
you mean Saints and Sinners 2?
Yeah, that'll be
because I still think Half-Life Alex looks better, man. I'm just
be its. I think it's fine with Boneworks. You know what I'm saying, or Bone Lab. VR has just made strides since Alex, and Alex is. I'm not saying that it looks bad, Philip. I'm saying that it definitely could use some polish to bring it to a new generation of gamers, right? Like for PSVR 2, for everything that it will be capable of doing. I don't know. Anyway, all that to say, I could see them, making a deluxe edition. I could see them adding more to the game, because they've even had that last fan-made mod that just came out that was sanctioned by Valve. Does also
it lets you go explore City 17 a little bit more. And all that kind of stuff,
like there's a lot of limiting factors in Half-Life Alex. It's still a very linear experience when you play it, but which isn't a problem. I'm not saying anything negative about the game. I'm saying that moving forward, if they were to release the exact same thing in 2023, I don't think it would be quite as mind-blowing, considering everything else that's going to be out next to it.
God, Trey, why do you hate this game?
I know, right? You know what I'm saying? I hate video games. I don't like video games.
I hate all video games.
I hate technology. I hate VR. God damn it, dude. It's the worst. But what I'm hoping is that we do see something close to an orange box. I'm hoping that we do see something now that multiplayer won't be as bad. Like, even if they gave us a short, like, multiplayer portal, like with just a few stages, just like 3.
Well, if they took the multiplayer side of Portal 2 and just made it VR,
right? Just exactly.
That's enough.
That would be
enough.
Yeah.
That would be enough. And so I'm really interested to see what they choose to do with Alex.
I mean, I think Team Fortress in VR would be fun.
Oh, it would definitely. Definitely. There's this big problem right now about, the the Activision acquisition with Microsoft and the Activision acquisition. And a lot of people are really like this might really ruin the game for Sony, and Sony's trying to block the acquisition from happening. And, it's all about Call of Duty and what happens to the gaming landscape when Call of Duty is only, on one console or is, not really a part of Sony's strategy. And then I can't help but think about those things like, okay, well, with PSVR 2, if you have things like Team Fortress.
Mhm.
If you have things like, you know, Alvo, and you push that hard, if you push those directions, I think you can hang with Call of Duty, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think you can hang with it. You just have to find that thing that people love to do, because all they want to do is shoot their friends.
Seriously.
That's it.
Mhm.
That's
Right.
it.
Well, and
Yeah.
I don't know if Microsoft would like, just like their they acquired Bethesda. Like, you don't think they're gonna just keep Skyrim on one console. They're
That is
probably
literally
Not
what
yet.
they're doing.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
it?
It's like,
Did they announce they're
yeah.
just like, nope, only on Xbox?
Yeah.
Well,
Xbox
Buy
PC.
Game Pass.
Well,
and
Xbox PC.
Skyrim. Yeah,
Oh.
Starfield and Skyrim will not be coming to Sony platforms. But these things have happened before, and you know there are other devs that can make quality software. You know,
Right.
and while name recognition is huge, I mean, maybe it's just time to shake shit up. By the time that happens, right? That's going to be 2027. By the time that COD will be on Xbox exclusively, that's a lot of time for somebody to develop.
They better bring back SOCOM. And they
There
better bring back SOCOM and kill it. Like, that's all they really have to do is just make
they have to do.
Right, because SOCOM used to be the jam before Call of Duty was the jam. I mean, I
Right,
remember
but the
playing that on
difference-
PS2 online.
The difference is that Call of Duty has that arcade flair.
Oh,
they need
sure.
something that's still. I think Killzone. I think Killzone is what they really
Man,
need
but
to
I just
focus
don't
on,
think
man.
Guerrilla wants to make Killzone anymore. I think
That's
they're
true.
just done with it, dude. They
Yeah,
got
you're probably
pigeonholed
right.
into that universe where they're like, no, man, we like Horizon. It's pretty. Everything isn't gray. This is way more fun.
No, I mean you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. I mean, but that's the
We
thing,
want
man.
to see plants once in a while.
All right, whatever.
Hey, it's
move
all
on.
right, Goth. It's what matters is that you're here now.
That's right.
Exactly. Good to see you, baby.
So I think this is what you're talking about. I found this image. That's what I found.
The Ollie Ollie 2.
Is this
you
correct?
DLC, second DLC.
I think this
Yeah,
is
we just
correct.
got our second DLC announced. This is fine.
It's good enough. Okay.
I mean, it is.
Good enough.
It's whatever it is. So Ollie Ollie 2, man. It's a game that's close to my heart, near and dear. They put out the Void Riders expansion for it, which basically made aliens come and they would, like, you know, lift up part of the track while you're actually trying to skate on it and shit. It was really kind of cool. This one is actually going to take place like in the sky, right? So the whole thing, bro, what the fuck? The whole thing is going to be about you using wind power to like propel yourself like even faster in multiple directions. You know, like I don't know. It sounds crazy. And
Awesome.
so, yeah, but we just got an announcement that we're getting new DLC on November the 2nd.
No, so not very long.
All those,
Yeah.
right around the corner, man.
Nice.
You know, but this will be the final bit of DLC. So for Ollie Ollie fans, here you go, baby. This is it. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah, it's really cool. Is Ollie Ollie World on Game Pass as well? You know,
I'm not sure.
yeah, because I think it's one of those things that everybody should really check out. It's just a fun fucking game. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on. Okay, so Nvidia fucked up.
Yeah, I was reading about this.
So I was talking about this just a little bit ago, but I didn't really get into detail on it too much. But you know, so they announced the 40 series cards a couple weeks back. The 4090 launched last week, and they are launching the 4080s, or were launching the 4080s next month, right? And it was supposed to be the 16 gig and the 12 gig version of the 4080. But the issue, and this is an unprecedented thing, especially on launch day, is that the two 4080s did not share the same specs. It's not just that one has less memory. It's the GPU is cut down. It has slower bandwidth memory. It has like a number of things that are completely, you know, shaved off on this lower version of the 4080, and everybody immediately looked at it and they were like, "Are you sure this wasn't supposed to be a 4070, guys? And y'all are just calling it a 4080?" And they kept swearing about it. They're like, "No, it's the same thing. It's actually two different chips. So this doesn't matter a whole lot to most people, but the way that they number their chips is that the closest to, like, the lower the number is the bigger die, and then the number increases, we're talking about smaller chips. So the big 4080 is a 103 die. The other one is a 104 die. They are two completely different chips. It's not even just like, like it is a different tier. So yes, people immediately saw this problem and were like, yo, you can't pull this bullshit. This is a 4070. Well, now they're claiming, now they are taking back the launch of the 12 gigabyte for next month. They've delayed it, which apparently they're rebranding, which, if all of a sudden they announce a 4070, it'll be real funny.
4070 Ti.
Yeah, well, if they do that though, then they better knock $100 off of it. Like they better make it
at least.
Yeah, because right now we're talking about the lowest end GPU that they're showing, and they are not even announcing anything lower than this 12 gig 4080 so far, 4070, whatever the fuck, is $900. That is the lowest cost card that they're launching in the series right now. And the other stuff that they were showing as far as the lower end cards were all last generation cards. They're totally borking this, and people are calling them out on it. And because of all the sales on the last gen GPUs, much like what I did, everybody's going like, why would I buy the new one when I can get the old one that's kind of better? That's that
both of them are future proof.
Both of them, really,
future
right?
Yeah.
So,
dude, it's like Nvidia's screwing up on this one, man. But I almost guarantee that we're gonna get an announcement for a 4070 or some other variant like that real soon, because there's no way that they produced all these chips and then aren't gonna use them. There's just gonna be a guy in there scratching that 8 off. That's gonna be
it's like I was real good at changing my
RTX we got
grades
caught
in
edition.
I forged GPUs. What's up?
Yeah, it's gonna be that 4070 Ti, man.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
And everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, that sounds familiar. That's fine." But,
man.
Yeah.
I tried to pull a fast one, Nvidia.
Shady motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Jensen Huang with your leather jacket.
Yeah, it's like watching because AMD is still, in the game. Like, like you can't. I mean, I don't know. Don't piss off the consumers.
No,
especially when your product is so expensive anyway.
Man, Intel just launched their first GPUs.
You know what I'm saying?
And Intel actually has some compelling stuff. I think it's a little underwhelming and a little overpriced maybe, but at the same time, it's not bad. And Intel's going to get better. They're Intel, so they're coming for you, Nvidia. They're coming for you.
I have no intelligence.
Blue and red's gonna kill green over here. That's what's gonna happen.
Right, baby.
Destiny 2, take it away.
Destiny 2, man, they're finally deciding to get rid of the environmental items that you pick up on every planet that you go around. Look, man, okay, you know that I love Destiny 2, right? I'm a big Destiny fan, love the series. I mean, it's a great game, but it is bloated. When I'm talking about like items, like all the different currencies, like it just gets more and more out of hand and ridiculous. And this is as a player who's been playing since launch. So going back into Destiny 2 and just looking at my inventory and then looking at all the new shit they want me to pick up for whatever purposes, it's mind numbing. And it makes you just want to turn the game off. Because I'm like, I don't want to go through it all, And then whenever there's a seasonal event, then all of a sudden there are more currencies. And so Bungie's finally starting to address that issue. They're just like, okay, there's just too much, and to the point that even with them trying to remove, these items and stuff and their functionality and, rework what, okay. So basically
that's gotta be a task.
It's a lot, right? So if you're on let's say you're on Io, whatever, or whatever planet, you can collect like spin metal, you can collect all these different currencies that you then use to get glimmer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they have to then go back and just reformat where you get that glimmer from, like reincorporate that into the public events and shit like that. So you're still making money, et cetera, et cetera. All of that just to say that even they were like, damn it, it was so cumbersome just to do this shit. We're sorry, guys. Maybe we've been making y'all deal with too much, you know? So they're going to remove all those little extra currencies that really just don't matter. And this is just the beginning of it, right? So I think that inevitably we're going for a more streamlined Destiny experience. Now, I don't know how many of these currencies are going to whittle down because there are a lot. It's a staggering amount, but this first step is a major first step. And and I think we are gearing up for PSVR 2 Destiny 2.
You really think so?
I really believe it. It's all I want. It's all I want, and I'm gonna stick to it.
It's like a vision board, man.
It's funny.
I think me and manifest.
We both have the thing that we want from PSVR 2, and it's a different thing, and that's funny to me. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Wait. What's your thing?
Yeah, it's the thing I've been saying since the beginning. It to work on PC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's inevitable at this point. I think you're right. But I just
because it just makes sense. That's right.
Yeah,
and then they'll dominate, and then they'll launch their PlayStation launcher with the PSVR VR titles on there. You know what I mean? And then like Sony, is killing it.
And they'll be like, "Get zucked."
Get zucked.
Like, no.
That's right. Then they're gonna release a wireless accessory with a battery pack, and then you're just gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So we'll see.
Cool.
You want
to? How much time we got?
2 minutes.
We have 2 minutes on this call. So guys, don't go anywhere. We're gonna stop the call really quickly. Power right back up.
We will be right back.
One moment.
What are you doing? And we are right back. There we go. Thank you for bearing with us, everybody.
Indeed. Hello.
Ooh, what up, folks? All right, so that takes us to our main topic of the evening.
Oh,
didn't we have trailers?
Let me bump through those trailers. I don't have to show
trailers.
them, but let me at least.
You're too excited.
I did. I got excited, dude.
Bring it back, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play the trailers this week. I don't know.
I think that's ideal. There's some licensed music in a few of those. So
we got Velma. That's the first one here. Which you know what? I'll just mute it. How's that? How about I just mute them and play them?
Yeah, man.
We'll just do it this way. So this is this.
Does Velma have license?
I don't know. I'm just gonna mute them. I'm just like because we've gotten copyright strikes on a couple of things for our news.
Yeah.
Like on Mad God we had one, but that's neither here nor there. Well, but Velma. So this looks like they are doing something that I don't care about. Like this doesn't do anything for me. I don't care. Like it's not like a good or a bad thing for me. I'm just kind of going like, okay, yep, Velma show.
Yeah. Well, this trailer feels like the response to the reaction that they got when they released that. I don't think it was a trailer or was it just an image a while back. And everybody got up in arms like, why'd you change Velma? And you know,
did that happen?
Yeah, they're really mad because Velma's black, and they're like,
oh, is she? I thought she was Indian. It's an Indian girl playing her. That's Mindy.
From The Office.
From The Office. Yeah.
So I mean,
I figured it was just her. Like that's the way I thought it was just.
It was something that she just wanted to do. So maybe she is just Indian. Whatever. People are mad because she's brown. Let's put it
right.
Which is dumb, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm kind of with having a Velma-oriented show.
Oh yeah, no, that sounds fine.
I think she's way more interesting than any of the other Scooby-Doo characters, honestly. And with all of her popularity with multiverses and everything,
yeah, totally.
I don't know. I think it's a smart play.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense.
Oh
and
yeah,
it looks like it's gonna be a kind of violent.
It's supposed to be like for adults.
I mean, an adult Scooby-Doo sounds like a good idea. That really does. Just baseline adult Scooby-Doo sounds great. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Especially if they make Scooby not funny at all, and he's just like ruthless.
I just don't want Scooby.
Oh,
how about that?
They can't just own a Rottweiler that's a badass. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like he's just named Scooby, and he'll he's like just some guard dog that sleeps most of the time. And that's it. Like just nod at it. You know, just go, hey. No, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Yeah, no, there's no Scoob in this one.
Yeah, dude.
Just Velma.
Now I would take Scrappy.
Oh, Scrappy. Let me at him.
Brought back some Scrappy.
Let me at him.
Scrappy.
So that's right. So then we got this Sonic Frontiers combat going on.
There's no if we're not watching the trailers, then
I got it going.
Sonic Frontiers.
Nobody else
You're not presenting.
Oh,
yeah.
motherfucker. I've been doing that this whole time.
I was
Huh?
wondering. I'm like,
Yeah, see, I'm so used to us doing it here that I didn't even think about the fact that I have to share the damn
Have to
thing.
present it.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been watching this trailer the whole time. It looks
That's,
great.
That's
This is
very funny to me.
It's really dope over here. Yeah. I was enjoying it. I don't know about you, but
We're professionals.
all right. Uh-huh.
We know what we're doing.
I'm telling you, man. I'm
We
used to
swear.
us being in the same
We
room.
swear it.
We'll get
man.
back to the same room shows next week.
Like,
Well, now they can hear you. You
We
go
can hear
play with
you.
something. You go play with something.
There's a little one. So smart.
Yeah, the Sonic combat.
Yes.
You know, it actually doesn't look awful.
I know. I was surprised by it. I think that the open worldness looks kind of cool. It looks like there's a bunch of places to go. I bet you can trick all over everything. Like, that sounds cool.
Absolutely. You know, and a lot of people were like, you know, the backgrounds look really dead. And,
Yeah.
you know, I was thinking about that for a minute, but then I was also thinking about, well, you're the blue blur, right?
Right.
So the map has to be large in order to enable you to get up to speed.
Mhm.
And you're probably going to zip past that stuff so fast that it won't even matter.
Yeah,
You
you're
know?
right.
Right.
Yeah. And so, but the combat looks really, really cool. They
Yep.
have skill
Yep.
trees now,
Mhm.
you know, which is kind of crazy. So you have all these
Yeah, at
different
one
abilities
point
you
it looks
unlock.
like you turn into multiple different Sonics, and obviously you're just going super fast, but it
Oh, yeah.
looks really cool.
Yeah, I think that's just part of his combo because
Right,
while you're
right.
attacking, all of a sudden he'll start attacking from different directions.
Right, yeah.
And so that's really crazy. And then of course you can go supersonic as well.
Mhm.
And so I'm starting to get a little interested, man.
I want to see it when it comes out. I just want to see
Right,
what's, you
exactly.
know. But I'm
Yeah.
at least paying attention now. That's
I
the
want-
way to
I-
put it. Yeah.
I want a demo, but that's
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
new. I want a demo for everything.
I mean, yeah, right. But I could see this game having a demo. I could
I
totally
mean,
see
it
that.
wouldn't. Yeah, it would just make sense.
I could also see it
because I
being
feel
on
like
Game
this
Pass.
is. Yeah,
You feel
but it's
like
just like Sonic games are some of those games. It's like you can look at it and you can look at trailers all you want, but you don't really know how good it's going to be until you get it.
Until you
into your
feel it.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
until you
and,
feel it.
and I also
Because Sonic is a very feel type game.
right.
Well,
right,
but this
right.
is also like just a very different direction for Sonic the Hedgehog,
Yeah.
which is something that honestly we need, you
Yeah,
know. And
absolutely.
so I'm gonna, because you know we talked about this, you know, several months ago, and I think the general consensus was who cares, right?
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
At this point, man, I'm starting to kind of be
Looks fun.
interested. It looks fun.
You know, sorry that this trailer kind of runs like shit as far as the way that you guys are seeing it, because even on my end, it's choppy right now. So, I
Yeah.
mean, that's
Oh,
just
is it?
which,
Oh,
by
wow.
the way, I did some research about it. This is nothing we can do anything about. It's just
Okay.
Google Meet. Yeah, I'll explain it.
Just
but,
is what it is.
but yeah, you guys should go check out this trailer if you want to see it at like, you know, a good frame rate, because these
Yeah.
like the combat looks great. It actually
It
looks
does.
super fun.
Mhm.
You
It
know,
does. And the game looks like it runs very smoothly.
right?
You know,
Right.
And so, and then we can't just discount Sega, man. You know, they know what's up. And I feel like Sega is seeing a bit of a renaissance right now with their Yakuza series doing as well as it is. And as long as they don't drop the ball with Sonic, Sega's going to be in a really good place.
Yep,
Mm.
I agree.
Yes.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Check out some Sonic Frontiers.
Do that.
Okay, so this is amazing. I don't know.
Right?
I don't know
Oh,
which.
We're covering
I don't
it.
know
I
which
think it
god
is.
I prayed to that bestowed this upon me, but this is called Violet Night.
Violent
Dude,
Night, and
we're
it looks
we're
great.
watching this.
This comes out December
Absolutely.
2nd.
Yes.
That is Hopper from Stranger Things, guys.
Yes.
As
And,
Santa Claus, as the real Santa
as
Claus,
the actual Santa Claus, and yeah. So
And I like how there are other Santas as well
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
the job done. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? But he's the OG.
right.
You
yeah,
know?
right. Oh no, I figured he was just hanging out at a bar with mall Santas. Like I really
Yeah,
figured
that's
that
what I
he's the
thought,
only
too.
real
Well,
one,
maybe,
and
maybe
they're
that
all
was the deal.
right.
Maybe that's the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like it looks like somebody's trying to break into this rich family's house to get like their money that's in this really like nice vault,
Right.
or whatever.
With
and
John
Santa- it just-
Leguizamo. Yay! I love
yeah,
John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo. Yeah,
I love him
you
so
know?
much.
Luigi, baby.
Dude, he can do anything he wants to, including wearing high heels and a skirt. He was wonderful in everything ever.
Yeah,
Okay, it
absolutely.
doesn't matter.
Love him.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, so these guys are trying to
Oh,
break
look at him
into
with
this
that cookie.
people's vault,
Dude, he
and it
loves
happens
He's
to
like,
be on
He's
Christmas.
like, oh yeah.
And
And
Santa Claus comes to deliver presents, and then look, he just starts whooping ass, dude.
and
it
he
just
starts
looks,
whooping ass. Oh man.
This is so silly and weird.
Dude, and
I'm
this,
already in love.
This trailer's full of puns, and I love it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, yeah. This is a
Dude,
winner
it's
already.
gonna be
There's no way
great.
this is gonna be a bad movie. There's
Nope.
just no way.
I can't wait. I can't wait. The second I saw this trailer, man, I was just like, actually, at first, I'm like, I don't even really care.
Well, I thought it was a
really.
horror movie just by the
that's what I
the
thought.
cover. I
I
was
thought
like,
it
oh no,
was-
no, this is not a horror movie. This is
No,
an action flick.
movie.
This is like
Yeah.
this is like Taken with Santa. It's like
Absolutely. It's like nobody with
it's
Santa.
like nobody
yes.
with Santa.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd
man.
like to also check out Bullet Train at some point, man. We should,
yeah.
we should
Mhm.
do that. Yeah. This is gonna get crazy.
It's
man.
gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really
Yeah.
awesome. So now this looks surprisingly
neat.
good.
Yeah.
Need for Speed Unbound. Unbound is the next title in the Need for Speed saga. It looks like they're doing a new thing actually, and they're mixing this really cool like realistic with hyper stylized graphics at the same time. So like all the
Kind of like what they're
characters.
doing with Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. Absolutely.
Adding that kind of weird like graffiti-esque.
Yeah, kind of neon stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
It's like they're
Everybody's
combining-
inspired by Jet Set Radio now.
Exactly.
It's just
Exactly. And then
Took
it
them
has
long
a-
enough.
Yeah.
They have this main storyline as well. That's really a lot closer to street racing than it's ever been before.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so I don't know. It looks incredible.
I know. I love these effects. I love that cell shaded smoke effect that they have
Yeah.
on it. Like that. This looks
Yeah.
great. You know.
Yeah, the soundtrack is killer so
Yep.
far. I mean, and Need for Speed Heat was phenomenal. Like, for
A
all
lot
those
of the
who
Need
haven't
for
played it,
Speeds were pretty
it's
awesome.
really, really good. Now, here's my only concern: is once again, Hot Pursuit seems to be back, and I beg you, EA, please don't have rubber bandy cops. Because they would
they just
spawn in
out of
on
it
top
anywhere,
of you,
yeah.
out of nowhere, dude. You know what I'm saying? That really took me out of like a lot of the experience for Heat.
Yeah.
If they can just balance that part, then it's going to be a win. Because we already know the driving's going to be good.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Right.
They're professionals. At
Yep.
that, so. And this style is just sick.
They've always had some of the best drifting mechanics. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
that's always kind of been their shtick. But yeah,
Between them and Ridge Racer.
yeah, dude. This is
Yeah.
this is looking good.
Yeah.
Good job, you guys.
That's Criterion, baby. Criterion does
That.
work.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Uh-huh.
And so I just wish they'd give me another Burnout, but that's whatever.
Let me start this one over. This is called Asterigos.
There it is.
Yeah. This looks pretty good.
Yes, Asterigos Curse of the Stars. So this is
Rated T
a
for teen.
action adventure game.
RPG. Yeah, action adventure RPG.
Yeah. It seems to have some elements from quite a number of games. It's got that like over the shoulder or third person action feel to it, right?
Yeah.
But it also kind of seems like it's got a little Zelda in it. It's got
a little
it's
bit
got a-
mature, kind of.
Right. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It seems to remind me a little bit of what's the name of this Phoenix Rising? That one. You
Mhm.
know.
Well, yeah,
Just-
it kind
just
of
a little
looks like
bit.
that.
Yeah, it
just
kinda
in the
looks like
style
it.
department. Yeah.
Right. And it's also Greek, so there's that. But
Yeah. True.
but yeah, it's this looks pretty cool. Who's making
Yeah, and
this?
she has a lot of different weapons that she can actually change
Yeah.
between on the
Mhm.
fly,
Mhm.
which is really kind of cool. Being able to change your weapon at a button press, like in the middle of a combo.
Mhm.
It's kind of like, I mean, that's very Devil May Cry.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, let's see.
Yeah. Asterigos.
Asterigos is being made by
I like these werewolves. Hold on a second,
Acme.
guys.
Werewolf's cool.
Acme Game Studio.
Acme.
That's not
Oh
good.
no! Watch out! It's gonna blow up.
I know, right? Like, all of a sudden,
You're
I'm
gonna put it in your
terrified.
And a giant anvil's gonna fall on it. It's like no.
Not again.
Gotta hold up a sign that says "ouch."
Yeah, that's pretty dope, man. Now, in some ways, this game looks very like first gen. This looks like
well, I
it
mean,
looked
it looks
would've
like a
been
later
good
PS4 game
PS5.
because it's coming out on PS4 as well. So I mean,
Right.
a lot of times when you're developing for multiple systems, you end up having to make the default for the
But
lowest.
we've been doing this
yeah.
for the past 3 years now, 2 years
Right.
now. I mean, it's been going for a long time. But it reminds me of this game called Nightcaster. I don't know if y'all remember that.
No, I don't
No,
know.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, when the Xbox first came out. Yeah. It's like it just has that look. Like it's kind of basic, Like it's mechanically sound,
Right.
but everything else is kind of just like bland. Like the environments don't really look that ornate or alive. It's just like they're just polygons that are there.
Yeah, like that tree kind of looked like shit.
Yeah, the tree did look.
That was a bad tree.
It's like as long as you focus on
this
the
is an
character
announcement
and the
trailer. They'll
effect,
probably tweak it a little bit.
maybe we'll see.
Now this is final. What you talking about? This is
I don't
shit.
know, man.
This is the way it's gonna ship.
Anytime you see the announcement or a leak or anything, that's exactly how it's gonna look.
Well, this is
It
Like,
says
yeah,
overview
yeah.
trailer, dude.
This
I
is
think this
overview.
shit already
No,
launched.
This is
Oh,
how it
did it?
looks. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
out.
like I'm being serious.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's out. And
Well,
so
this
I
is
mean,
an
while it might be it might be fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Looks like it is.
Yeah, and I like some of the creature designs and everything. I'm
Yeah, man.
digging those
Mhm.
werewolves.
It's like,
Those,
just don't look at the walls.
those Greek werewolves, they look dope.
Yeah, they did.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it looks like they have really cool combat mechanics. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know, I want to feel it. Is this a PlayStation exclusive?
It just says
Nope.
PS5, PS4. Oh, is it on PC?
It's on everything. Yeah,
It's gonna be on Game Cat.
it might be on Game Pass, bro.
It's gonna be on Game Pass. Wait for Game Pass. That's what we say. Just wait for Game
There it is.
Pass.
Let's see. Is it on Game
Alright.
Pass?
I bet if it's not on Game Pass right now, I bet it will be real soon.
Optimized for Xbox Series X. No, they're not saying that it's on Game Pass.
It will be. You just wait.
Mhm. You know it. You know it. I mean, really, look at that trailer. It's gonna be on Game Pass. I'm sorry. Acme Game Studios. I apologize.
Yeah. So now on to our main topic.
Send him an oversized bomb, like
A bomb or
A
just a
bomb.
bomb?
A bomb.
a bomb that says Acme on it.
Yeah. So, Terrifier 2.
Oh man.
The main topic.
All right.
Those you guys just joining us, we're talking about Terrifier 2. We actually went and saw it in the theater this
did.
past week.
And we saw people walk out of that theater.
People walk out. They're talking
Yes.
about people have been fainting and vomiting, and
Aw.
ambulances being like needing to be called.
Meanwhile,
like-
the three of us were chuckling the entire
Dude,
time.
There was a couple times I laughed way too fucking hard.
know
I
you
was
did.
laughing
I was like-
so hard the entire time. You know. No, that was a phenomenal movie.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
absolutely.
It has
Yeah.
mixed reviews. A lot of people, of
I can
course,
see that.
Yeah, right. Because I mean, once again, this was a movie that was written and directed by Damien Leone,
Right.
who also did Terrifier 1, of course. He also did what was his movie before?
It was
that?
something like Halloween, something. It was like a Halloween.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And wasn't Art the Clown in that one too?
Yeah,
Didn't
Art the Clown was in
yeah.
that one as well. And so basically he just, has his character of Art the Clown that he has been presenting to the world as a new slasher villain, to be
Yeah,
up there with
horror
Freddy
icon.
Krueger. Yes,
Yeah, kind of
horror icon. Exactly. And Art the Clown is amazing.
He's a savage. Jesus
a
Christ,
savage.
man.
He's a
And he's
savage.
also a mime, and we love him. This is
Yes.
the only mime I can say that I
He is-
love.
Hey,
He's
throw
dying.
an image of Art up. You got one?
I will get
He's
one, and I
yeah,
will throw
watch
it
out,
up.
guys.
I
He's
will.
scary. So
I'm telling you, like this.
don't want to
this
jump
is-
scare the audience.
Right, like this is the scariest clown ever.
Oh,
Ever,
it's
ever,
terrifying.
ever.
Literally, it's
Mhm.
in the title.
It's in the title. They told you. They warned you.
Right.
And this movie was crowdfunded. And so,
Oh, really? I didn't realize that.
Mhm. Yeah, it was crowdfunded. And so, due to the fact that it was, filmed before and during the pandemic or the
Mhm.
lockdowns, et cetera, it gave them a little bit of extra time to really kind of work on this thing. And
Yeah, they were
create this
saying
masterpiece.
there was a interview with the what's the name of the actor? It's like Thomas Howard Thornton or something like that. The guy who plays Art the Clown and the director, at the very end after the credits, talking about how they had a chance to go back and actually make one of the death scenes even gorier and awful.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah,
of the pandemic, they were just like,
Uh-huh.
let's just
It's-
keep
it's-
cutting shit
The
off
girl
this
in her
girl.
bedroom. Yeah.
Yeah, it's David Howard Thornton. Is his
David
name.
Howard Thornton.
David, yeah, because Thomas Howard. I was like, isn't that dude from Hustle? And
I'm
Flow?
thinking Thomas. Yeah.
like
thinking
kind of
Thomas
hard out here for.
Oh, you mean that
you
guy
know,
that doesn't believe math exists?
You
Talking about
know,
that guy?
And so yeah, but the
Quick
alley
maths.
kill was insane.
Yeah.
And so, but the movie it has a runtime of about 2 hours and 20 minutes. All right. So just know what you're getting into there. But it's really a movie that's aimed squarely at the fans of Terrifier 1. If you enjoyed
Right.
Terrifier 1, then you're going to have a blast with this
There
movie.
he is. There's the man.
There's the man. And that's him clean, believe it or not.
Yeah, no.
He
ain't even got to work yet.
Right.
He's just getting started. And so
he just clocked in for the day.
Yeah. And really, if gore is your thing, man. How about this? If gore is not your thing, avoid this movie at all.
At all costs.
But if you
and the first one, especially the first one, because I will say this, like
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
As visceral and as sticky as this movie is, I don't think it's as I do think it's slightly toned down from the first one. That's just my take.
I don't know if I agree. I think that there's a hacksaw kill from the first one that if you've seen the first one, you know it, right? And they went into this knowing that they had to top the hacksaw kill.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't think they did,
man. Well,
that alley kill.
I don't know if you can. I don't know.
That's the problem.
Just
that's the whole
based on-
problem. Is that they set the bar too high with the first one with some of those effects.
Because I mean, other than the hacksaw kill, you had that scene where he's like wearing the lady's tits and like dancing around and shit. Like,
that was good. That was good.
So, I mean, there was just a lot of really like uniquely brutal shit in the first one that while this one does get really fucking brutal at times, I don't know. I feel like it was a little tamed down.
I just don't know if toned down is the way to really describe it. I think that would give people a false sense of security.
I just think it's
no. It's I mean, even being toned down from the original is still like a really fucking high bar.
Because we got what was his name? Patrick, the girl's boyfriend. She was
where
on
he
Molly
gets stabbed in
and
the dick.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're just going straight into spoilers. Fuck it. The dick stabbing.
Because that was rough.
I think that was their like kind of equivocal kill to the twat saw.
Well, yeah, but but it wasn't anywhere near as brutal. It's the girl on the bed that was almost as brutal as
alley.
Right.
The alley kill. The alley kill is the kill of the movie.
Well, because like what got me was when he's like literally ripping her arm off in the middle of it. He like breaks her arm and then just rips it.
So
like,
Art the Clown is like insanely strong. I mean, there's a part at the very beginning of the movie when he wakes up, because this takes place directly at the end of the first film. Like it's like it's the way a lot of these movies should go, which is the like fade to black.
Kind of
well,
the Halloween movies.
Exactly. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We were right back in it right here.
And I mean, for those who don't know, at the end of Terrifier 1, he did get shot in the fucking head.
Right, and they make you think that he died and he gets taken to a morgue, but then you see him wake up at the end of the movie. And that's the end of the movie, is him waking up. So this is him in that room.
So this is demon.
This is
this is demon art. Yeah, he's not just the clown from the beginning, from the first movie. Now he's like entered another realm.
Yeah, no, they definitely start you off real quick and letting you know it's like, hey man, there's gonna be some supernatural elements.
Exactly. Yes, they do.
Because in the first one, he was just a crazy guy, that wore a clown
and walked around with his trash bag.
Yeah, and walked around with his trash bag full of horrible
goodies.
things.
I love it. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Somehow all those rusty blades don't cut through that thin plastic.
Right.
Well, he stacks it. He stacks it in a specific way.
It's kind of crazy how dusty all the shit that's in there is.
Dusty. Yeah.
It's so dirty in there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like you just picked up some like bits of cement and just put it in there.
Yeah,
I mean you can kill him with any of this, right?
Right. He's just collecting things that he can maybe use to murder in the future. But this is demon art, and demon art is just insanely strong.
And he immediately rips this dude's head in half. Like I guess it's the surgeon or something, the
coroner or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he seriously just grabs both sides of this guy's head and just rips it the fuck open,
Yeah, and before that, he's like his Art's eyes all fucked up when he wakes up because he got shot through the eye.
Through the eye.
And so he
came out of the back of his
eye
head.
out
and then he
shoves it in his face. Is like, huh?
Right, and that is one of the shining points of this series
Oh,
now,
yeah.
and of
Oh, is
course
that it's
we're gonna have a
hilarious?
part 3, is that it is fucking funny.
It
David
is
Howard
so
Thornton
funny, man.
is
Oh.
such a
Well,
great
like I was
bastard.
telling you guys, it's just like, human beings laugh when they don't know what else to do.
No, I'm laughing because I know this
Well,
I
is
mean, it
funny.
is.
yeah,
Don't
This
get me
isn't.
wrong.
This
It
isn't
is
awkward
funny, but
laughs
there's
for
a
me.
couple of times.
Right,
There's
but
a
it's
couple of
still,
times where I'm like, just like, I don't know what else to do about this because this is
yeah,
pretty
I mean,
fucking
but
horrifying.
it's very on the nose. I mean, it's definitely a horror comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing
Yeah,
else to be said
absolutely.
about it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But the way that David Howard Thornton depicts Art the Clown, who should just really be just, and he is terrifying. He is horrifying.
Mhm.
But he's also fucking hilarious. Whenever the Halloween
he's super
store and he
slapsticky.
puts on the puts on the big flower glasses,
And he's just standing there.
Yeah.
dude. It's
It
so
kills you. It
fucking
kills you.
got
Well,
those
then
fucking
he
slinky eyes.
dude,
and he's
He
just
walks
shaking
up
them
with the
around.
yes.
he walks up with the horn and gets right
the
in her
horn
ear.
gets right
So
in
he's
her
standing
ear.
behind her and he just goes,
and she's like, "Please don't." She's like, "Please don't."
and then he just goes, and just standing there. And then the guy behind the counter is like, "Sir, can you leave our customers alone? You're bothering everybody."
And it's like, okay, well, I guess you're next. Bitch.
And he goes,
I
You
love
should've
it.
said shit.
I love
You
it
know?
when he, like, after the girl leaves and Art's still in the store and he's just like, hey man, if you're not gonna buy anything, you gotta leave. So he puts the horn up on the counter
Mhm.
and he's like, of course the dude like rings him up and then he's like trying to pay, but he opens up his bag and puts
sack.
all this like, yeah,
he starts
opens up
putting
his
the rusty axe and like
rusty
and
hacks
like here's a
stuff
saw
like that.
and
And then he
here's a
picks up
scalpel
like
and here's a
coins and starts like counting like one at a
individual
time.
coins.
It's
That's
all
right.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's really funny too because they established that he had money because he totally took the coroner's wallet, but he didn't. Well, he didn't take the wallet. He just took it and shook it out
yeah.
into the
Uh-huh.
bag. So he just
Yeah.
shook all the contents into his bag.
He's like, I might need it later, you know.
Right.
And so and
What
then
about
also,
the little girl?
Yeah.
Because that happens
Oh,
almost
yeah.
immediately too. Because immediately when he gets out of the coroner, what he does is, oh well, man, my clothes are all dirty. I gotta go do something about this. So he walks
Gotta
to
go
a
to the
laundromat,
laundromat.
and the guy that's in there is completely passed out. Well, Walter White's passed out up against the wall over there, and then he steps in and starts laundering his clothes, and he's sitting
Well,
around
he
and
strips down, and he's butt ass naked,
except for
Yeah.
mask and
except for the mask.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's doesn't he have shoes on still?
He
has
yeah,
shoes
Yeah,
on
he's got the
still and
mask
he's
and
reading the
shoes, and that's it.
newspaper.
And he's just
Yeah.
and he's going.
you know,
Where
just
and
laughing at
it's
the
like
news.
7 people murdered in car accident. He's like,
Yeah.
and then,
Like,
and then he starts hallucinating that there's a little girl in the other room, and we don't realize it at first. At first, it's just, oh, this is weird. There's a little girl over there, and then she turns
And she
around.
looks very much like
she's a
little
mini
Art.
Art. Yeah, essentially.
And she's
yeah.
making this blank face.
Just,
Yeah,
And just kind of stares,
and then she just shits on the
oh,
floor.
she shits all over the place. Just bad.
I didn't believe that
dark
shit was happening when
diarrhea.
it started.
I know.
I
I
was
was
just
going
like,
like,
there's
that's
no-
strange. That's
Well,
that's what she's doing.
That's an issue that a lot of people have had with this movie is that there are those weird inconsistencies and things that go unexplained that probably won't be explained until the next movie.
I don't know. They need to be in this type of film.
I
know.
don't, yeah.
I think
for
if
real.
you're looking for
Well,
that
the
much
problem-
explanation, then you're kind of missing the point. This is
Well,
about a silly
no.
clown that murders. Like it's
Well,
not about making sense. It's,
I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. Only because I think that Leon really does have a vision of like, and he wants his slasher to live on like forever.
Yeah.
And that's why this movie ended up being as long as it was, because Terrifier 1 had like no plot, right? It was just
it didn't have
senseless
any plot.
violence.
This movie
That was
actually
it.
is a pretty fleshed out film.
Right. And
Right,
so
yeah.
he has a plan for the story of Art the Clown
Yeah,
and
there's-
Sienna.
Yeah,
Art
there's a
and
lot of
Sienna are
world
gonna
building
be-
in this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And so and so there is that inconsistency when it comes to the little girl clown, because sometimes people can't see her. Sometimes she's there, sometimes she's not there, but then by the end of the movie, everybody can see her.
Right.
You know, and she's real.
I
and
mean,
so
magic.
it's hard to say what's what, right? Because I mean the same thing happens towards the end of the movie when Sienna dies and then is resurrected. You know, it's like, where's all this taking place? You know, at this point.
you find out that she's an actual angel. Those wings aren't just for show.
I thought she was a Valkyrie.
Either one or
this
the
whole thing apparently was started by Damien Leone. He sketched out Art the Clown fighting this angel girl, and so that is the whole premise of the Terrifier franchise. And so that's what he's trying to work towards, is her being this mainstay in the Terrifier universe. But that's, anyway, all that to say, people are complaining because they don't have all the answers right now. And it's like, well, wait, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Well, wait, because like you said earlier, like the biggest point of this is to be raw and entertaining.
Like,
you know,
like I
it's a
think
lot of
that
fun.
supersedes making sense in this situation.
I
It
don't
very
know.
much supersedes making sense. I don't give a shit about this movie.
I
making
think
sense.
it depends on who you are and
Exactly.
like what kind of
That's the
audience
thing.
you are.
Right.
You know, I mean, because I'm with you, Phil. I would rather be entertained than have things make sense.
Well,
Right.
with
You know?
something like this, I don't think that the making sense matters. Is what I'm getting at.
I think Terrifier 2 has the potential to reach a much broader audience than Terrifier 1.
Agreed.
Oh,
Yeah.
while Terrifier 2 is made with the Terrifier 1 community like squarely in mind, it also has the ability to maybe cross over more, not into the mainstream, but into that, you know, into a wider cult audience. And that would be one of those things that would be the most scrutinized fact. It's just like, okay, what's what in the movie? And I think that it's one of those things that will make more sense to us as we gather more information. You know, because I want to know more.
I think a lot of it's
like,
going to make more sense when Terrifier 3 comes out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
You know, the
Terrifier
further
3
we
is
get into this
definitely
universe, the more you're going to learn.
Right
now, because I mean, that's the thing with this one, like we've been saying for forever, this is a pretty different film from the first one. Like the first one, again, it didn't really, and this one is literally the movie that like builds the actual world, because that's how a lot of these slashers work.
The first
ones
it was just trying to get you to the next kill. It wasn't
that was it. That was it. It was just like, hey, here's Art the Clown. He's a funny motherfucker. Watch him, you know, saw people in half. And this one is just like, hey, there's actually like war and mythology here. Like, let's explore some of that.
I mean, and a lot of it was also like a lot of like nods, you know, like to Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Like you had that whole dream sequence with the
TV show
food's kind of funny at the Clown Cafe, you know, which that's a catchy ass jingle.
Yeah, but it reminded me of Gordy's Home.
Yes, that too.
That whole section, I was like,
man. Like, ooh,
where's the chimpanzee?
Yeah, somebody find the chimp. Find the chimp, quick.
Don't look him in the eyes.
What if they took a chimp and terrified him all up, and that was the it'd be terrible. It'd be so bad.
That's the whole thing. It's like at this point, you know, it is like angel versus demon, right? Because you know, like, you know, he's resurrected. She's
definitely
resurrected.
the clown from hell, right?
We don't know what the fuck is up with her long neck brother, Jonathan. You know,
that boy did have a long ass.
You know. Because I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like they really build this whole thing up as if Art the Clown is potentially their father, because their father died a year previous, and then Art the Clown, that's when he pops up out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Well, and their dad was drawing Art the Clown, and all
he was drawing art. He was drawing. He drew the costume that Sienna ended up making as well.
Right.
And so all signs kind of.
So her dad is Leone then.
So what?
Her dad's Leone then.
Damien Leone, the director?
Yes, that's exactly what I just said. Yes.
I mean, how does that work? You mean David Howard Thornton then?
No, the individual that originally drew the clown fighting the angel. Who that's a sketchbook that she has so that's of the thing. Like, do you see?
That'd be really meta.
Right. That's.
I mean,
yeah. That'd be super fucking.
Wouldn't put it past me, but they were. It did feel like they were setting that up as like a reveal,
right?
Because
he never, he actually kidnapped, you know, Jonathan, which that's not his style. He just wherever you are, he's ready to go down.
Dead,
and one thing too that kind of made me like lean more into that theory. Obviously, we don't find out that that's the case by the end, but like when he's actually like fighting Sienna, he is fucking her up, but he didn't kill her.
Right.
And Art, if he's got his hands on you, you're dead.
Yeah.
You know, and so I was just
even
like, he didn't kill her. He walked away from her, and she's still alive.
Yeah.
You know, like
even when he gave her that push and pushed her into that pit, you know, like it does seem it's almost like he wants to be stopped, right? There's something else here at play with Jonathan and with Sienna that we don't know, and that kind of excites me, you know, because just like I'm all about practical effects, and if you like practical effects, this movie is
seriously the majority of it is practical effects. I mean, I can't think of but like little touch-ups that they did with CG. Like,
yeah, it was
Right.
more CG enhancement.
Right,
Than
that's
anything.
it.
Right,
Yeah,
that's all it
everything
is.
was pretty much in camera.
Yeah, they made some
Yes.
things glow. They did some shit like that and changed
Yeah.
some lighting
Right.
on some stuff, but everything is especially all the gore and stuff. That is all really well done practical effects.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And so, and like, we were talking about earlier how there was a post-show podcast that they showed. When they actually showed how long it took them to film the alley kill. And how they had to set everything up, and how he actually made that animatronic alley. It's just like,
that looked.
what the fuck? Man?
That looked rough.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
But I do think that there's something up with those kids, and I think that they are directly related to Art the Clown because he did unceremoniously kill their mom.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about just like shotgun blast to the face.
Oh
right?
my god.
And then smash
it's
mashed
like,
potato into her fucking face. Like, god damn.
because her face gets blown wide open, and she's just sitting there with this open thing happening.
And he sits her at the head of the dinner table,
And then shows up in a pink apron,
Jonathan
pink frilly apron.
Bring some
Yeah.
mashed potatoes.
Yep.
Don't
everybody wanna
like, right in front of Jonathan. So Jonathan's just standing there staring at his mom with her, head blasted apart. And Art comes in with a little casserole dish. She's like, puts it down, gives her a little mashed potatoes on the plate, looks at him, gives her a little bit of wine, looks at him, grabs some mashed potatoes and shoves it in their face hole. It's just like,
and then he just starts cracking up.
bruh. Yeah, right. And dude, that is one of the best parts about this movie. He's gonna let you know where the gags are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
It's like, all of a sudden he, hits somebody or stabs them or does whatever, and they start screaming, and he'll be like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I think it was funny when Amber's mom, like after that horrifying scene, when she walks into the room and sees her all jacked up, and Arch is sitting there on the bed still picking at her and shit, and like, of course, mom starts screaming, and he's just looking at her like, "Yeah, you get it,
you get the joke, you get it, yeah."
Fuck, man.
Oh my god, man. And so, but this one it was a lot more surreal. It was a lot more of a like a straight up comedy. It was like the sweet spot in Nightmare on Elm Street before it went overly campy. It was just like part 3, I'll say, like Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. It was like right in that window. Because it is, man, it's so inappropriately hilarious. And I'm sure the people that walked out thought that we were fucking crazy.
I was surprised, man. I was like, whoa, you guys just not.
They were
Not
enjoying
coming
it for
back.
but they left at a very specific scene, and realizing what that scene is, I'm like, no, I can see how that would totally be the one. Basically inside a school hallway, Art and his imaginary friend, little girl, are playing with a dead possum as though it's like a kitten. Right,
well,
and
they're holding
and
like a baby,
and they're like tickling it, and they're petting it, and
yeah.
doing all this stuff, and then they start fisting its corpse, basically.
Well, they pull all
the guts out, and then they start just putting their hands in there.
And they start eating it.
And that's when the couple got up and left.
Yeah, right.
It's like that was a bridge too far, right?
I thought
there.
he was gonna sock puppet it at first.
I know.
I'm like, oh, here it goes, but that didn't happen.
But that was it. That's what made them leave.
Out.
Left their drinks
if
and
they'd
everything.
have just stayed to the end of the credits, they could have seen that no animals were hurt during the filming.
Absolutely, because it definitely looked like animals were hurt during the filming of this movie.
That was a really good looking possum.
Well, they didn't say they didn't use a dead possum. You can just find
one. You can, you ain't
gotta make
I can walk
one.
outside right now.
You gotta make a dead possum.
Yeah, right. I mean,
you go find one.
Yeah, man.
Live possums are like unicorns, man.
Yeah, it's a bloody good time. Terrifier 1 is what, on Amazon?
I believe so.
I know it'd be on Shudder as well, just in case you happen to have that.
Right.
But
because it's really unfortunate that people won't be able to watch this easily.
Oh no, because I can't really imagine this coming to Netflix or
hell no.
It wouldn't come to Hulu because Disney owns Hulu. It wouldn't. Shit, man. It might
maybe Amazon.
I really could see Amazon.
Y'all better go to P-Hub.
Amazon don't.
Y'all better go to P-Hub. It's going to be on P-Hub. It's probably already there. It's probably already there. I'm trying to think of what streaming service would have Terrifier 2. Shudder, I could see that.
Yeah,
That'd be
really,
Shudder,
Shudder's gonna
absolutely.
be the one. I
Probably.
wouldn't doubt it that Amazon could potentially have these on there because they don't really seem to
totally.
care
They don't
either.
care.
They go everywhere
Yeah.
from the most boring, shit in the world to the most terrible shit. So
Right.
yeah,
You
they
probably couldn't find it on Prime, but you could
no.
probably rent it.
you could probably rent it. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But if you
absolutely.
guys can get a hold of the first movie, you got to watch it before you watch the second one. Like it is a direct sequel to
Absolutely.
it. Even if you just need to get in the mindset of who the hell Art the Clown is, and then see the ending.
Yeah.
Those are really the only things that you need from the first film. The plot of the first film is non-existent, like we were saying earlier.
Yeah,
It's just
and-
Art kills folks. That's
I
it.
mean,
And then
by
there's
the end, it
also-
kind of matters because you had the girl, the final
the
girl
news
from the
girl and the
one,
that
yeah,
got her
'cause
face
then
ripped
by the
off.
end-
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
I
yes.
think
Those
that's
things matter.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the only character that really matters. But they
that
actually
comes back.
they,
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they tell you all about that.
They do.
The
They do.
the
Yeah, 'cause they
movie
show it to you in
doesn't
flashbacks pretty
assume-
much.
Right. It
Yeah.
doesn't assume that you've seen Terrifier.
Yes,
1.
which is a
Right.
very smart play on his part, in
Right.
understanding how limited of a release their first film was. That they were
Right,
like,
absolutely.
well, we have to fill in these parts of the story, make sure that we're keeping them
Right.
informed.
Because I mean that can be really, really difficult to write. And, just make it a standalone movie that can make people want to go back and watch the first movie.
Yeah.
And all of a
Absolutely.
sudden it gives the first movie purpose.
Yep.
Like that's the thing. It's like, the purpose for Terrifier 1 doesn't exist until Terrifier 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's really interesting. And that ending. Also, here, speaking of endings, know that the first ending is kind of a red herring. Because once the credits start rolling, there is a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
And that scene is probably like a good 15 minutes.
It's
15 minutes.
long, dude.
It's pretty
Yeah.
long.
I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting that. And then that one hit credits, and then they showed us a documentary about the making of the movie. I've
Yeah.
never seen that at the end of
Nor have
in a theater before.
It's very rare that
Like
they
we were,
do it.
we
I've
were
seen it
about to
before. I can't-
leave.
yeah.
We were getting
Yeah.
up ready to leave, and then they were like, "The making of Terrifier," and we're all like, "Well, guess we're
What? Yeah.
down.
I mean, it just goes to show it's a love letter, man.
Uh-huh,
It-
they know
it's
what
a
we
love
want,
letter.
and they know the people
Mhm.
that go to see this appreciate how it's made.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because we're like, how did you make it look so real?
Mhm.
How did you
Uh-huh.
convince me for a second there that you were doing this thing?
And really, I mean, seriously, shout out to all of the cast,
Man,
man. Like,
yeah.
it
Yeah,
was so
yeah,
well
fantastic.
acted to be
the mom was
level of
kind of
schlock.
miss
Well,
a lot of the time, but
yeah, she's trash.
yeah, she had her
Um,
moments. She had a couple moments though where I was like, oh, I think there's some acting in there.
Well, I
It's-
think,
it's hidden.
after thinking about it, man, it's like, because I really want to watch this movie again.
Me too. Me too. Yeah.
But after thinking about it, all
She
of
kept
the
snapping on
adults were, oh, dude, she was yeeting on them all the time. She's like, go to your room. I swear, motherfucker, go to your room. She was crazy, man. And so that's why for a minute I thought she was gonna fight back, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But all the adults were like overacted. Right?
Yes.
Because I
yes.
think
A little
they're
bit,
still kind of aiming more for that teen horror, but just extreme horror, And so, like, I think that might be like a Charlie Brown like situation, where it's like they're always fucking tripping, man. Like, why are these adults always so fucking stressed
man.
out? Why are they? Dog,
Parents just don't understand.
Parents
That's right.
just don't understand, man. Like I feel like it was kind of intentional at this point.
I can agree with you on that.
Easily.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was-
it's like
It's supposed to be hyperbolic, kind of. It's
right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Because of course the kids can't just be like, oh, we love our parents. You can't have that.
No.
There's another point of contention. Like, God damn it, mama, fine, I'm leaving
Man,
the house.
I got to go ahead and give props to the soundtrack. Like,
Absolutely.
there
Yeah,
are some
absolutely.
bangers on this soundtrack.
Yes.
It's got very much like a vaporwave kind of vibe to a lot of it,
Mhm.
or a retrowave. That's what I meant to say.
Retrowave,
Yeah,
yeah.
retrowave type of vibe. Some Hotline Miami style
Mhm.
bops on there, dude. And
Dude.
they're
And they hit you almost the entire movie. Like,
yeah, every time they hit a transition to a new scene, you're like, ooh,
okay.
okay.
Take me there. Oh my God, what's happening here?
Yeah. I made this reference to Trey when we were in the theater, but the soundtrack to me specifically sounds like this game Neon Drive, which is like a rhythm car game.
Yes.
And like it's exactly that vein with that constant just
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, it's phenomenal.
yes.
I
I don't
know
even
if
remember
it's-
the soundtrack from the first one. I just remember moody synthesizers. I don't really
That's
remember-
Yeah, that's really all
it's
I-
usually just
yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna hold this note for
Right.
about 15 seconds. All
This
right,
one,
now
this
let's
one
go
isn't
up half a
that.
step.
This actually has real tracks,
Right,
and they're
right.
good.
And like I said, that Clown Cafe song, man, like hats off, like kudos, especially like, because okay, there's a scene where Sienna goes to sleep and has a dream about Art the Clown. Her brother wanted to dress up as Art the Clown for Halloween. She's like, that's tasteless. You shouldn't do that. That's like dressing up like a school shooter. Whatever. She goes up. She's been working on this costume this whole time. She made these beautiful wings to go on the back of her costume. And she goes to sleep and ends up having a dream sequence that's very Freddy Krueger-esque, right? It's like we're at this cafe and there's this lady who's singing a song about the Clown
That's
Cafe.
like a food truck
all
by a
these,
playground or some shit.
And it's all these adults that are acting like children singing the song. Yeah.
Yeah, just swinging, and one girl like stuffing the popcorn into her face. Like, dude, just the imagery.
But she's also a little girl that's there.
She's also a little girl with big Pippi Longstocking pigtails.
Yeah.
And but Art the Clown comes out of the food truck, and it's like he's the mascot. And he proceeds to give people candy, and they start eating the candy. She's sitting there like, this is not okay.
What was the name of the cereal?
Art Krispies.
Art Krispies.
Yeah.
Art Krispies
apparently it was full of glass and stuff.
Razors and roaches and shit. Yeah.
And this kid's just like eating it, and he's so happy. And of course, Art subsequently murders every motherfucker in the room. He sets the girl that's playing the song, he sets her on fire.
He does.
And
she's just on fire.
She's still playing on fire, dude. It's like, oh my God, it's so
I love
fun.
Dude, and when they come back to that area later in the movie, she's not on fire, but she's obviously been burned.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. She's just crispy. Yeah, she's just nice,
real crispy.
Yeah, man. And so there's this mural of Art the Clown dancing with these little kids, dancing in a circle. Like I mean, seriously, like the visual design of this movie, the whole movie is just spectacular.
It is.
I don't care. I don't care. All these people are gonna hate on it. They're gonna have their opinions. Whatever. It's great.
If this type of movie is for you, this movie's spectacular. That's the way it is. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. But if the thought of a girl shoving her hands into a cereal box full of glass makes you giggle a little bit,
to pull out a gun.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
that makes you giggle.
Like the whole time I'm going, just dump this shit out. Like dump
this
shit out. What's wrong with you? Just dump it.
Dude, that is dream logic at that point.
Exactly.
It'll never run out. Yeah.
Yeah, but we thoroughly suggest it. I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to go to the theater to see this anymore. I'm pretty sure it's gone. Maybe in some other part of the country or some other part of the world, you could potentially see this in a theater right now. But I don't know. I think that window's already gone.
I think it's over.
Yeah, but I would not doubt if this is a quick release to a service like Shudder, like within the month potentially. I could see them doing it. Already having it lined up. So
it'd be a smart play to have it like for Halloween.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's like I don't know why it wouldn't be available.
We need to have that new clownness playing in the background while we're having a party.
I mean, it is one of those movies.
Upset your guests.
Absolutely.
Well, if it's a Halloween party, who gives a fuck, right? And if you throw it on the television, it is one of those movies that at any given moment will grab somebody's attention.
Somebody's will grab your show up and be like, I just came over to eat some food and dress like a teddy bear, and now I see this possum getting fisted.
Wrong party. Wrong party.
Wrong party.
You know what I'm saying? And then if nothing else, honorable mention to Lauren Rivera. That girl burned.
And she did a great job. She was awesome as a main character.
She was Sienna.
Yeah, she's Sienna.
She was wonderful.
So well acted. Like,
brilliant
casting. You don't expect good acting.
No,
right?
You don't.
You really don't. Well, because in the first movie, the only good actor was the guy who played David Howard Thornton. He was the only good actor.
So I can understand what you're saying as far as the comparing the brutality between the two films. I think I agree more with Trey that because of what they did in the first film, it wasn't so much that this was weaker in such a bad way. It's just hard to match the first. It's very difficult to match. That's.
And I'm not saying that as like a negative.
Right. Yeah. But I feel like every other aspect of this movie is an improvement from the first one. Every 100%. Other aspect. They made it look better. You can tell the cinematography is better. You can tell they thought about the scenes a little bit more.
Soundtrack's better. Acting's better.
Everything. Everything.
Like across the board, it's more of a movie.
But it still has that that.
I thought Terrifier 1 was. I felt Terrifier 1 was more like a proof of concept.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And, Origins of a Clown.
Right. Oh my God. Which
In the
actually,
tears of a cloud.
I could see us going back in time with this
which
situation.
actually there is a another movie,
Yeah,
All
what's it-
Hallows Eve.
All Hallows
Wait,
Eve.
he's
That's
in
what I was trying
another
to
one
figure.
too.
Yeah, he's in one more before that.
Something ninth,
The Ninth Circle.
Ninth Circle. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, the Ninth Circle, then All Hallows Eve, and then Terrifier, then Terrifier 2.
Oh, shit, we might have to watch those two.
I mean,
You
At
know?
some point, yeah.
I have to see.
yeah. I mean, we need the complete art experience.
Because I mean,
we have been.
art's part of the lexicon at this point. Like
Right.
he's already put a foot.
Well, guys, we have been thinking about extending Spooky Month on into November,
and it seems like that's going to happen. We got
that
this.
might happen. There's a lot of good shit coming
I
out.
don't have anything else to talk about as far as other
Right.
films. So yeah,
I mean, there's just a lot.
we got X
popping
and
right
Pearl
now.
to talk about still.
Absolutely.
We got
gotta do it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so it's like, I think we'll do all of this up to Thanksgiving, maybe for
Thanksgiving.
I think
There
that
we
sounds
go.
like a great idea, all the way to the end
Yes,
of November.
absolutely.
So
And then that'll transition us right into Violent Night.
right into
That's
Violent
right.
Night.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I don't know, man. I mean, what else is there really to say about this, guys?
It's good.
It's good.
good.
It's just good. Yeah, it's
Good.
just good.
It's a good movie.
It might not be for you, but if it is for you, it's real good.
It's
That's-
probably
that's it.
not, though.
It's
I'm just
probably
gonna say
not.
it's probably
I know.
not.
Yeah,
that's
I
like,
mean,
and we
it's a
don't want
very
anybody
niche-
to walk into this that's like squeamish, because trust me, this movie will scar you if you have
It will.
problems with this kind of
Right.
stuff. Like this is
Yeah.
way beyond just slasher stuff. Like this is
Right.
full on sadistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't turn your eyes. You see everything.
Mm-mm.
yeah.
You know, you see
No.
everything.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah,
Mhm.
subtlety.
know what you're going
Great
into.
detail.
Right.
but for real,
yeah.
if this and the first one is your thing, it
This
is
is
really
so much your
thing.
thing. It's so much
Yeah.
your thing. Yeah.
So-
You're gonna have a blast.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, anything else, guys?
No.
I mean, I could go on about this movie for a long
right.
time.
Me too.
so let's
Right,
just-
right.
yeah,
Right.
right.
I think we've set our piece. It's a good movie. Check it out if you
Yes.
can. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and being in the chat. Like, share, subscribe, follow, all that other
Tell
stuff.
your
Check us
friends.
out. Tell your
Tell your
friends. Tell your
friends.
family. Fun at parties. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Stitcher, and everywhere else you want to listen to podcasts. We will be back next Saturday with Werewolf by Night.
Yes.
Yeah,
Did
boy.
we say yes on that?
Werewolves.
Boy by day.
Oh.
That ain't right. That ain't right. Put that one in the pile too. But anyways, thank you guys. Philip, you are Lentarg everywhere.
That's right.
Trey, you are Power GraeSacle on Twitch and Just GraeSacle on YouTube. I am LazerPunch86 on Twitch and
Go check out
LazerPunch
that Made in
on
Abyss video
YouTube.
from your
Please,
boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
watch
Like,
that.
share,
It's a
subscribe.
good
Tell me what
time.
you think. Leave a comment. And keep your
And
eyes out
same
for
here,
more
man. If
videos
y'all-
coming out. Yeah,
if
go
y'all have
check out
seen
the other
Terrifier,
stuff.
If y'all seen Terrifier, put that in the comments, man. Let us know how
Please.
you
Yeah,
feel about
for
it.
real.
You know, because I mean, you can tell we dig this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But what's your favorite kill scene? You know, like what did you
Mhm.
enjoy the most, or did you leave the theater?
Right.
Did
What,
you-
did
yeah, did you
something go
vomit?
too
Did
far
you
for
faint?
you? That's what I'd like to know. Is there something that actually messed with you?
Yeah. So hit us up in the comments, folks.
Absolutely, for real. But again, one more big thank you to everybody watching, and we will see you next week.
Bye,
Goodbye.
guys.